Hello. Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana, for those of you that are seeing me for the first time. And this video is a continuation of the Tarot Gratitude series, the challenge that was put up by Jen at Science to Soul Tarot with Jen. And today is day 4, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my 5 of Cups card that I drew from the Chamonix Tarot by Eden Gallanter. These are the backs of the cards. Eden is an artist from, I believe, the San Francisco area in California. And this is an amazing deck to explore emotion and shadow. And it has beautiful stories woven in through 2 of the minor suits. And I've worked with this deck a lot a few years ago. And I've recently acquired the Ember and Amber Tarot. And when I received that deck, I thought, oh, wow, there's some real similarities to the Falarcos Tarot. And then I was looking at it even closer and I thought, okay, there's something going on here as well too with this Princess of Wands. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Look at this face. There's something going on here with this deck as well too. And so for this challenge, I'm using those 3 decks, the Chamonix Tarot, the Ember and Amber, as well as the Falarcos. And today I'm going to draw again from this deck. I feel like today's message is not quite complete, which I'll get to in just a moment. So hi, Marg. Hello, Nancy. So let me get to my card from yesterday. So yesterday I drew the 5 of Cups from this deck. And I had quite an interesting day yesterday. As I mentioned, you watched me yesterday. I went to the store and I did some readings, which was my first time back in doing public readings for many months. And I wasn't quite sure how it was going to flow or how it was going to be, but it was beautiful. It was, I really felt like I needed to be there, and it went beautifully. So I'm happy and grateful for that. And I'd had quite a few things come up during the day, and my intention in going to the store was to be just a mirror for the querents and to really be a little more quiet and to do my work as a reader. Because I felt like when I drew this card in the morning, some things starting to stir up. And I know as a reader, it's really important not to bring your stuff into the reading room. And I really felt like I don't know, there was this real sense of peace and quiet. So I was grateful for that, the experience that I've had as a reader, and the fact that I felt this stirring in this card. And so I just want to read to you something that Eden wrote in the introduction to the Suit of Cups. She says, this is the part of ourselves driven by our emotional undercurrent, or whirlpool, or waterfall, or puddle, or tsunami. And I feel that is really important to remember when we're looking at some of the more challenging cup cards, and that these emotions and these stirrings needn't be tsunamis, unless we haven't been doing the work and we haven't been processing a lot of stuff. It can be a puddle. It really can. It can be as simple as a puddle, right? That joy of splashing in a puddle, or maybe even the opposite, right? You're out walking and it's a rainy day and somebody drives too quickly through a puddle and you get covered, but it's really not a big deal. And so I was grateful for that little bit, just as a reminder that in me drawing the 5 of Cups, it doesn't necessarily have to be an overwhelming sense of 5 of Cups. It can be a puddle. It can be a puddle or a waterfall or a whirlpool, and or simply an undercurrent, So let me go through some of the things that arose during the day. And I was driving home from the store. I want to talk about the symbology on the card as well, too, because I'm so grateful for the symbology on the card. And the daughter who I talk about most frequently, the one who's living with me, who's 23. There's two girls that are living with me. One is 13, one is 23. And she's studying astrology. And she was so grateful that I called because she needed to get focused because she was heading off to an event and she wanted to put her books away, but she was so absorbed in her astrology. And then something happened and I started asking her about what she was doing, and she was looking at my birth chart, and we were talking about my wounded healer in Pisces and this being in my 5th house, and we were just really this like getting into this and talking about my chart. And she kept asking me if I had a question, and I was trying to word the question in a way that felt really in alignment with everything that I'm doing. And I'm single. I've been divorced for a few years, separated for more than that. And I've really been in the process of my own self-development for the last many, many years. So my question is around, on this path forward in this journey, is it going to be in my highest interest to walk the path with another one side by side, with another side by side? Or is this really a solo path that I need to really focus on and concentrate on? And I was having a very hard time wording the question, because it's not about, will I find an amazing boyfriend or something like that. It's about really, because I'm so comfortable. I'm so comfortable and content, and that I'm totally aware that if a man comes into my life, that it needs to be somebody who's reflecting back exactly what I'm doing and not what I'm doing. Reflecting back what I'm doing, but not necessarily exactly what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden I had this download and I thought, oh, wow, I think I'm going to meet a doctor, like a medical doctor. Could be a vet, could be a dentist, definitely retired. And I started to think about this and I thought, oh my God, this is hilarious, because I haven't thought about this in years. And anyway, I was just, I was kind of laughing to myself. So this was me, in a way, releasing and going and stepping into places that I haven't even thought about for a long time. And so I was grateful for her inquiry. Hello, Gaurav. Welcome. I'm not doing readings today, Gaurav. Today, this is part of a series of tarot gratitude. So I'm just sharing today my reflections on this card that I drew yesterday. And I will be doing readings on Tuesday at 12 o'clock. So come back on Tuesday. All right. So there was that piece. Now let's get to the card, because I love Eden's artwork and the flow of the artwork. And one of the things that, I mentioned, of course, the red paint that's running into the cup that is below the figure in the card. But also there is a cup above the head. So there's a cup above the head that's full of light. And then the cup below, which is collecting the pain. And I found this absolutely mesmerizing, because it's like because when I see above the crown, I think about universal consciousness. I think about the divine energy and being totally constantly filled by the light and love of the divine. And so as we emote, as we release, as we let go, the divine is always there, filling us up, whether we are aware or open to it or not. And I think that the big gratitude piece that came for me was that I'm totally aware, like we need to be emptying our cup all the time and we need to be filling our cup all the time, but we don't need to take our cup and go, right? The cup can be slowly emptying, and the process of refilling the cup can be a slow, continuous process. And I think that was really an aha moment for me, because I find that as a reader, it's often people come in and they dump their cups. And being an empath, I tend to attract people like that in my life, and people are always dumping. They're completely spilling their cups. And then part of my job as a reader is to help them fill their cup, or give them, I'm not just a reader, I'm a healer. So part of my job as a healer is to help them, give them tools to fill their cup, and reminders that they need to fill the cup. And so that's one piece. And then the other piece is, of course, that people come in looking for relationships and so forth, and they haven't emptied their cup from the previous relationship. So there's kind of two pieces to that. But the piece for me personally was that really there's very little work to do except to be open, and open to the energy above. And we can offer our bleeding to the earth below. And as long as we keep that flow moving, then the light and love will always be coming in from above. So it's like this constant cycle. So I am really, really grateful to Eden for this artwork. I feel, I feel like I got so much more out of this Five of Cups energy than I ever have before, just by seeing and recognizing that cup over the head. I'm just going to read Nancy's comment. I have had similar thoughts about filling and emptying the cup as I am working with temperance today. Yeah, so there's this flow, and I think this artwork is really, really good for helping to understand this flow of energy. And I haven't really explored the rest of the symbology, because one of the things she says in the guidebook is that the figure is outside his fish. He is outside his fish. And I'm just trying to understand that metaphor, what that means exactly. And then also there is a tree. So there's a tree branch that goes up through, kind of through the back of the fish and around it, out the mouth and down into another cup. And what I was seeing from this was this connection with earth and water, and that red paint that's flowing down, and it just feels like a very, very connected card. So that is, in a nutshell, kind of what I got out of this. And there was a lot also of emotion so I have a neighbor, I may have talked about, well, him or them before. There's it's so funny. I call them an older gay couple, but they're not older. They are like 2 years older than me, and I feel they are so much older. It's funny. Age is such a mysterious thing, how people, anyway, it's neither here nor there. He's not very well. He's not very healthy. One of them, the one who's always outside and chatting with the neighbors. And he asked me yesterday to take him into the forest for a walk, because he wanted to know this trail where I went. And I'm going, oh my God, like, how are we even going to make it to the trailhead? Because it's a significant walk to get to the trailhead. And my daughter said, well, why are you hesitating? If he wants to go, just take him. Anyway, I did, and we went on a shorter route, and it took a lot longer than it did, but it was this very, I don't know how to describe this. Like, I felt like I was protecting him the whole way. I was afraid he had a cane, and I was afraid, and I was afraid that he might trip or fall. I didn't bring my cell phone with me. I intentionally, because I wanted to go in trust And so the whole time I was wrestling with this, not wrestling, that's a bit of an exact, like a hyperbole, but I had this conflict between trust and between taking this fellow on this walk in this, it's a forest path. There's roots and it's up and down and there's muck and it's dry and it's unpredictable. There's things you have to step over and sometimes climb over. Anyway, that was another kind of big chunk of the afternoon after I got back from work. And so I was definitely in the flow yesterday. So I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for that awareness. Hi, Gaurav. I don't think you understood. I'm not doing readings today. Please come back on Tuesday and I will do a reading for you on Tuesday. Okay, come back at 12 o'clock Pacific time. All right, so I'm going to stick with the same deck and draw my card for tomorrow. And hello to all the lovely souls in the background who are watching. And if you're doing this challenge, let me know. I've watched several people's videos. And I know some are posting in groups and others are posting on single days. So let me know either in the chat or in the comments below if you're doing this. Hello, Anne. Happy Sunday morning to everybody, or afternoon, wherever you are. Okay, so gratitude. As I mentioned, okay, so I'm just going to put my intention into the cards. So expanding on this journey of gratitude over the course of this 7 days in particular, where does my focus? Where would I what am I not seeing? What would be in my highest interest to bring awareness to over the next 24 hours in my gratitude practice? Well, Prince of Swords. And I already have a plan what's happening after this, and this is really interesting. So I will share with you tomorrow about this. And yeah, this is really fun, and this is really connected to kind of what's happening for the rest of my day. And you'll see if I get videos uploaded today. I'm going to do some pre-recorded videos what this is about, but I'm sure that more will arise as Spirit always has other plans in mind other than you imagine that they do. So thank you for being here today and for sharing this little bit with me. Thanks. Thank you, Nancy. And I will see you all tomorrow. I will probably do a pre-recorded video. I'll see. Just watch out for the thumbnail. If you have subscribed to my channel and hit the notification and hit the bell, then you'll know when the next one's coming up. So thanks a lot for being here. Namaste.